Hi and welcome to Annalise Maths. Today we're going to be looking at recognising and continuing linear sequences of numbers up to 100. This is part of the Entry 3 specification. The criteria for Edexcel of this particular learning objectives is recognise odd and even numbers and know how to count on and back starting from any 2-digit or 3-digit number up to 1,000. We've got some key words for this session, which is order, odd, and even. Now, the most common place where people lose marks in this topic is not understanding that the place value of numbers, especially when ordering numbers such as 212 and 221. If you struggle with place value, please go back and have a look. I've got a video on place value and also a video on ordering numbers that may help with this. And maths vocabulary. So let's have a look at sequences. So if we're given a sequence, for example, 1, 3, 5, 7, and we're asked to continue that sequence, we should ask ourselves a couple of questions. Are my numbers getting bigger or smaller? In this case, my numbers are getting bigger each time, so I know it's going up. Is the gap between each number the same? Yes, it is. And how big's the gap? So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7. So it's going up by 2 each time. So see if we can write the missing numbers. And as a bonus, what type of numbers are these? So here's my missing numbers. Now let's have a look at some vocabulary. This vocabulary isn't necessarily going to come up at entry 3. It'll come up further down your maths journey. However, let's start learning these words as soon as we can. So each number in a sequence is called a term. When we need to add or subtract from a term in the sequence to make the next term, this is called the rule. So in this case of this first example, I gave you the first 4 terms of a sequence and I asked you for the next 3 terms. And to do that, we needed to work out the term-to-term rule. So each of these, I was adding 2 each time. To answer my bonus question, these are odd numbers. The opposite of odd is even. So even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, all numbers that can divide by 2 or that will be in the 2 times table. Odd numbers are the other ones that don't divide by 2, such as 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. Let's have a go and see if you can do this. So here's three questions for you. I want you to see if you can write down the rule and the next 3 terms for each of these sequences. So please pause the video and give this a go now. Let's have a look and see how you did. Hopefully this is what you have. So let's have a look and see how we got that. So to get from 2 to 5, we are adding 3. To get from 5 to 8, again, we are adding 3. So my rule is add 3. So my missing terms, if I add 3 to 8, I get 11. Add 3 for 14, add 3 for 17. Let's look at this next one. To get from 4 to 10, I am adding 6. 10 to 16, again, add 6. So my rule is add 6. Add 6 for 22, add 6 for 28, add 6 for 34. Let's have a look at this last one. To get from 15 to 13, this time I'm taking away 2 or minus 2. Again, 13 to 11, minus 2. So my rule is minus 2. So 11 minus 2 is 9, minus 2 is 7, minus 2 is 5. Sometimes we might not have the beginning and we need the end. Sometimes we might be missing numbers in the middle. So let's see what that would look like. So here's some more questions. I'm going to do the first one with you. Now we've got 2, then we don't know, then 12, then 17, then we don't know, then 27. So 12 and 17, these numbers are next to each other. To get from 12 to 17, I need to add 5. So that's my rule. So 2 plus 5 gives me 7. Let's see if that works. 7 plus 5 is indeed 12. So my rule's working. Plus 5 is 17. plus 5 gives me 22. Let's check it works. 22 plus 5, it is indeed 27. Have a go at B and C and see if you can fill in the missing ones. Let's see how you got on. Hopefully for the second one you got your rulers plus 9 and you managed to fill in 19 and 46, and then that third one your rule was minus 5. Okay, let's see what this is going to look like in an exam situation. So Brett buys a pack of cards. These are the numbers of sheets of cards in different packs: 12, 24, 36. The number of sheets follows a pattern. This is an important word. In entry 3, sequences are often called patterns. That's the key word you're looking out for. Brett wants to buy the pack with the next largest number of sheets. What is the number of sheets Brett buys? So Brett wants the next one. So have a pause, give it a go, see what you think. Let's see how you got on. Hopefully you got 48, because in the case of this pattern or sequence, my rule is I'm adding 12 each time. So the next largest, which is the one Brett buys, is 48. Now, one of the common mistakes I see when people answer questions such as this is they feel the need to give me the next couple of numbers. The question specifically asks which pack Brett buys, and he's buying the next one. So if you've written 48, 60, 72, you're right, they would be the next 3 terms, but you haven't answered the question. You need to make sure you're answering the question, so don't give too much information. Only give what it asks for. If I'd written all 3 of those, it would have looked like I didn't understand the question and I wouldn't get the mark. So if it just asks for the next one, please only provide it with the 1. Let's look at another example. Ellery wants to buy some tea bags. These are the number of tea bags in each box: 40, 80, 120. The number of tea bags in each box follows a pattern. What is the next number in the pattern? Pause and give it a go now. Okay, let's see. Hopefully you got 160 because you noticed it was going up by 40 each time. Let's look at one more example. Amir makes a game app. A player goes up a level in the game when they get enough points. The number of points they need follow this pattern. So for level 2 they need 30 points, for level 3 they need 45 points, and for level 4 they need 60 points. How many points does a player have when they get to level 5? Pause it and give it a go. Did you get 75? Hopefully you did, because you noticed that my term-to-term rule in each case was plus 15. Now in the exam you don't need to write your rule as plus 15. You don't need to write that information, you only need to write 75. You won't be penalised for writing your pattern as plus 15, or if you need to work it out by doing your arrows so that you've shown that it's plus 15 each time. It's always best practice to work out your rule, because that's what's helping show how you get from one number to the next. So our objectives for today was to look at odd and even numbers and know how to count on and back. So hopefully this video has been helpful. If it has, please like and subscribe. If you've got any questions, please pop them in the comment section and I'll get back to you. Thanks, bye.